What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Dash today. It is the first day of November, and we're talking about Dash because it's pumping through the roof, man. We're up at 37% today from open to the current price. 10 hours, 37 minutes left in the day. $72.7 right now. Breaking out, massive breakout. I don't think anybody saw this coming. Anybody except for my buddy Leaf. Shout out to Leaf, man. You called this thing before the massive rip. Absolutely massive, insane. And here we are at this prior area of resistance here, where we also found resistance here. It's completely possible that we do find some turbulence here, but man, I don't know. We just keep pumping. We're up to $73 now. I think that's the high of the day. Yeah, we literally just saw the high of the day happen right now. I would think that what we actually saw here, we found resistance in accordance to this resistance zone here. This was the load up zone that would send us above this. I think that as we start to get further and further away from this point, we will pick up the pace. We will be breaking out of this overall zone. You guys, I wrote Dash off. I thought that it was dead in the water. I genuinely did, because bull market from 2017, bull market in 2021, lower highs, lower lows throughout the bear markets. That's not good. And maybe Dash is written off. Maybe this thing has an immense pump and a miraculous pump, but maybe it still doesn't see new all-time highs. I don't know, but this is absolutely massive. It really is. And $73 right now, I would think a break of this zone would likely send you up to dramatically higher prices. And if we're looking at any kind of realm of significance, from here, you had support and resistance here, resistance right there, support right there. The next kind of level of significance is almost double where you are now, $142. Let alone if you go to this area where you found resistance before, let alone if you go all the way up here where you found resistance before, or anywhere in between. I mean, 142 is just the beginning of these other zones that go from $200 to $477. So Dash is certainly on a mission, I think, to move to higher prices. And this, I think, is just the beginning of it, right? A lot of people, myself included, threw a lot of shade at Dash. And I feel like it's the coins that get shade thrown at them and that people are in disbelief that they pump. They're the ones that continue to pump, right? And that's kind of how it was for me here. When I was looking at it here, I personally, I'm like, yeah, but I don't think it's going to pump more. It's like I didn't want to see it pump. If you're ever watching a coin and you find yourself wanting to not see it pump, probably put some money in there, because it's the coins that you don't want to see pump that always do pump. And it's not that I don't want to see Dash pump. Okay, I like Dash. I actually felt really sad whenever I came to the conclusion that Dash was dead in the water, which I was wrong on. I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again, right? But because it's an OG coin. I hate seeing OG coins go away, but this is crazy, man. This is absolutely crazy. And again, you're getting to these points where you're right at a kind of breakout zone. You feel like the breakout's already happened, and don't get me wrong, it has, but the real breakout is coming. And you're going to see an overall retracement likely from this all-time high to the low here. You're likely going to, I mean, this move from $74 likely doesn't stop until we're at least at $100, at least there. And then you might consolidate for a little bit, but you likely do push on higher. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we made it all the way up to $287, $400, and beyond. We're at $73, $74 right now. Is it possible that Dash could see new all-time highs by the end of this cycle? Let's just see. What's its market cap? Dash's market cap is 900 million. 900 million. You've been here for a long time. Large accumulation phase. 900 million. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Dash could see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. How much of a move would that be overall? Man, wow. If you bought the lows before this move up, you had immense potential, like 80x potential, 70x potential, crazy. Still, 21x potential just to get to new all-time highs here. Could we do another 70 or 80x from here? It's possible. It's possible, especially with this low market cap and this amount of, let's just say, accumulation that's happening. It could. It really could. This is crypto, guys, and crazy things can happen. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see that happen, but it is possible. Man, is this an ABC correction? Is that what this is? Hold on, let me just see here. High to low. High to low right here. What about this one? High to low. No, it's close. It could be. It could be an ABC correction. And in which case you would expect to see new all-time highs. I don't know if we'll see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle, but I do expect from here, just focusing on the short term, $74 very promptly, like tomorrow or the next day, sometime within the first week of November, you should be at $100. You're probably going to push higher. I would expect this move pushes on to the golden ratio, $287 to $400 overall, and then you'll probably consolidate. That'll probably be where you are by the end of the year, if not by the end of November. Genuinely, you could be at 287 to 400 by the end of November. And if you are here by the end of November, then we have higher prospects by the end of the year. Certainly, you could be at $600 to $1,000 by the end of the year. And if you're here by the end of December, there's no doubt in my mind that you'd see new all-time highs. So again, before we start talking about new all-time highs too seriously, you've got a lot of proving to do. I like Dash. I feel bad for doubting it, but still, I think it's important to be a little cautious because you have had multiple cycles of lower highs and lower lows. Not really a consolidation phase. I mean, overall, depending on how we break out of this, it could look like a consolidation phase, but it just looks like slow decay. I do believe at this point in time that Dash will see anything from $600 to $1,700 by the end of the cycle. But as far as a $5,000 or higher target goes, I'm a little bit cautious. Cautious might be the best word. Let's look at the short-term stuff and then we'll zoom out. Okay, looking at the 1 hour time frame, the RSI is immaculate, super strong, super healthy. Stochastics are healthy too, and the MACD is bullish as hell. A lot of people might look at this and say, "What do you mean healthy? We're overbought. We're at the 90s. That's hot." Yeah. It's hot, but I mean, whatever. Who cares? You do your best work whenever you get in the hot zone. Actually, that's what you want to see. And being on the 1 hour time frame, it won't take much to cool off this indicator. You know what I mean? And then you can rally again. You're at $74 now. Pull back to 56. Pull back to 62. I doubt you do. I think that you're going to continue to break out from here, but time will tell. With that being said, though, maybe I need to pump the brakes because you are at a point of resistance. Maybe there's this thing where maybe we just broke out of this, so people get really excited, but then we get tied up over here where you did find support before, where you found resistance. Maybe we do consolidate here a little bit, but again, I'm just skeptical of that happening because I think that's what this was. I think that's exactly what this was. That was your consolidation before the lift. And I think we're getting, I mean, this move is only looking like it's getting more robust. More robust here at this level. It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. 4 hour time frame. Looking at this here, stochastics look great, RSI looks great, MACD looks great. So let's look at this real quick. Okay, ready? So the last time the RSI was at this level, at a 90 read or higher, was over here. Okay, just for context. That's when the 90 happened right here. And we found resistance. If you bought there, that would have been a bad time from the RSI, right? Because that was the highest point at the RSI. We only continued to go down from there. But the price kept going higher. When you get a 90 read on the RSI, a lot of people think, oh my God, it's overbought, it's time to sell. But the reality is 90 reads, these very powerful reads, tend to promote more growth afterwards. 90 and above, you tend to promote more growth afterwards, and that's what you got. And this is the relative strength index. That's why it's called the RSI. This move got to a 90 because, relatively speaking, that was strong. This move's at a 90 now after this. The relative strength here is way stronger. So this was the move that corresponded afterwards. You were like not even halfway done with your move here. I would say the same thing here. You're probably not even halfway done with your move. You're probably pushing onwards to prices that are well above $100, $200, maybe even beyond that. Genuinely. That's what's happening here, man. Crazy stuff. The fact that you're overbought is a good thing. Yes. You might pull back a little bit and cool off like you did here, but you continue to rally. Right? Maybe you chill for a week, but you continue to rally. It's not a big deal. Everything looks crazy bullish. This is a perfect looking chart. Daily time frame. Phenomenal. Spectacular. Lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price. We love to see it. Stochastics getting overbought, and the MACD is promoting a lot of strength. It's hard to be bearish here at all. So I'll just leave you with some closing thoughts. It is possible, and typically I would expect that we would find resistance in this area. It is possible. We found resistance here before. We should find some resistance here again. The only thing that's tying me up is that we just found resistance below the zone and we're now breaking out. Maybe because of how immense this breakout has been on a daily time frame, maybe we do consolidate here a little bit. And if we do, that's fine. If we pull back from here, you're at $76 now. We've only gone up a few dollars since I started making this video. We could find support at prior resistance here at 61. We could find support here at $50. I'm not getting any indications across any of the time frames we looked at that Zcash or that Dash is ready to pull back. I'm not seeing any of those indications. Really, it looks like you just broke out. So sometimes on these breakouts, you do pull back to prior resistance, and then you continue to rally. I made that call for Zcash, and it worked out well, but we were showing signs of readiness as far as a pullback goes. I'm not seeing that here for Dash. That doesn't mean that it has to rip through the roof. I just wouldn't be surprised if it did. And if we look at this overall from a weekly perspective, again, if we take this high here to a low. Would I take that high? Would I want to take that high? Maybe I should take this high to low. From a high to a low here, let's do this. From that high to low here, the fact that you've broken out above your 886, okay, you found some turbulence here and now you're breaking above it, you shouldn't stop in theory until you hit $100, okay? You shouldn't stop until you hit $100. So that's the call I'm making. I think Dash continues to run until it's at $105. That's my thoughts, okay? Maybe there's some volatility here or there, but I don't think you're going to consolidate like this or even like this. Maybe at best something like this, maybe, but probably not even until you're at $105 or higher. Okay, that's just based off this relevant fib here. If we take the all-time high to the low of this overall corrective phase, your 382 is right there at $100 too, and it's very common, very common, to wick slightly above the 382. Remember the circle right there? That's where the 1272 is. The 382, it's very common to wick just above there. That's at 98 bucks. The 1272 is at 105 bucks. I think we nailed it on the head. I think that's exactly where you're going to go. So Dash, you're going to move up to $105. And I think this is what's going to happen. I'm going to forecast it accurately as hell right here. You guys ready? It's going to be, I'm rubbing the crystal ball. It's going to be accurate as hell. It's going to do exactly what I'm telling it to do right now. Ready? We're going to go to $100, $105, $110, $95, whatever it is. Something at $100 with the range of $10 down or up, something in that zone there, okay? And I'm thinking probably just above $100, right there at 105, okay? Right there. We're going to go right up there, probably over the coming days. We could be there by the end of today, you don't know. And then we will spend a week or so consolidating between that level and this level here where we're finding resistance, where we found resistance before and before here. So between basically the current price of like $75 to $105, we're going to consolidate between that range after we get to 105. Because I think what's happening here is a lot of people like myself would initially think you're going to find resistance in this zone, because why wouldn't you? But again, whenever you have this consolidation, this like preloading phase, you typically break through these areas a lot more easily. So what I think is going to happen, instead of consolidating here where we found resistance before, I think we will push higher first. We'll push higher, and then we'll consolidate there, and then we will continue to push higher. That's my thoughts, okay? Ultimately taking you back to prices that are likely going to be above last cycle's high. We've seen it happen with Zcash. It's probably going to happen with Dash. So buckle up, buttercups. I think this thing is just getting started, really. Anyways, I got nothing else for you. I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye.